to my channel. Welcome to my channel. My name is Felicia. Today we're getting into a gossip update again. So what is today's gossip on you? I hope you had a great weekend. Let's move into a group 1. You are the giraffe. Group 2, you are the sunflower. And group 3, you are the pretty pink. You're the horse. Okay. Let's get into it, and I'll see you guys in your selection. Bye. Hi group 1, welcome to your selection. So you chose the giraffe energy. Let's get into it. What is today's gossip about you, group 1? What is today's gossip about you? We have change. LOL. We have marriage. Oh my god, we have marriage twice. And then on the bottom of the deck, ring. LOL. So, you know, the gossip on you today is that you're changing and adapting and getting ready for marriage. So, this is really cool, I guess. Let's pull from the archetypes. What's the current gossip on you, group 1? I just feel like people are getting news of something and they're saying that it's marriage. They're like, okay, they're getting ready for marriage. You're getting ready for marriage. This is about marriage. They're watching a marriage ceremony, watching marriage proceedings. Okay. Group 1, what's today's gossip on you? Yeah, the Midas Queen Bee. Want no smoke with me. We have the guy and we have the trickster. Okay, somebody tried to steal your marriage or something like that. Y'all, somebody tried to steal intimacy and pleasure from your marriage out of some kind of impulse, instinctual response. Like it caused a lot of stress and negativity. And I think that whoever this person was, they've been trying to manipulate people through duplicity. This person you're like this person's boss or something like that, and you're the one that's getting married, and they feel so like small next to you. It's like something where they started to sit in the queue. I don't know what happened. Okay, there's a lot of people that want to marry you, group 1. So you have options. I feel like one of these options is better than the other, or it's a lot less messy. You know, I think that something, there could be a change in a relationship. You're gossiping about a change in a relationship that you made with another man or something like that, or another partner, because they saw you getting ready for marriage. They see you put a boundary up, or they see that you went and had like a final conversation, or you had it like, it was a way that you did it that was creative, that made it all about sharing in life's riches and less about like a competition for marriage. Because I think that like it became clear who you were going to marry or something like that, or these people all kind of just like represented a conventional, predictable behavior, but they may have been like, they may be involved in your estate, or they may be like, you know, past lovers, or past situationships that are like watching you get married, or they're like, well damn, like you invited me to the wedding. Like some of you guys are inviting your ex to the wedding or something like that. And they see that this was you putting up a boundary. Okay, you know, with this old situation, because you know they would get a little jealous or something like that. You see, they would get a little jealous. Okay, LOL. I don't know. This could have felt like another, like this could have felt like another lover or another romantic partner that you had that was public. Maybe people knew about this little, like they knew about an entanglement or something like that, and this person projected onto you and said you were a clout chaser, like fame hungry, social climbing person, and then they watched you go off and get another, like, I don't know, like high profile offer of marriage. So it was like kind of offensive that they would like offend the queen like that or something like that. LOL, daydreaming. There's somebody here that's really daydreaming about you, and they know that that's why this person is asking for marriage or something like that. Okay. This is somebody, they could be Russian, or they could be a part of the Slavic heritage. These, like, these could be, like, this gossip could be, like, women of other racial groups, LOL. And they just turned out to be conventions, okay? Or it could be women in your same group, it doesn't matter. But they all end up doing something conventional for marriage, or they all end up doing something conventional in their, like, dynamic with you. Maybe even if these are your exes as well, like, it feels like they all end up doing something conventional, and now they're watching you get married. And that was like, maybe in the past, like, a lot of people like did conventional things of offering you marriage. Like, I'm getting a lot of people want to offer you marriage or plaster you up on their commercial because of your beauty and your benevolent authority. But I feel like there were so many people who, like, did something conventional with you, like, especially like if these were friends around witnessing a marriage, or these were friends that you, like, these were women that you thought were your friends, but then they started competing when you announced your marriage or something like that. They started competing, and it was like I don't know, something where you may have denied another partner. Like, some of you guys are getting 2 offers of marriage, okay? But there was like a network that you felt like, the gossip is that, like, there was a network that you felt like started competing for your marriage, and it made you uncomfortable in the network. So they watched you move on to a bigger offer, or a more high profile offer, where you just made them a part of your creative project, and, like, guided us all through in helping the collective transcend conventional, stuffy, and predictable behavior. Especially when these women got word of your marriage, they started acting crazy. Like, they started acting crazy because they knew that this person was daydreaming about you, okay? Or something like that. And then, like, they felt like you were very lucky, and that it wasn't that you, like, they felt like you were very lucky with Jupiter. Or something like that. Okay. What's the card gossip on your group one? I think that they just got really, really jealous with the trickster energy, and they started to compete. Like, they started to try to, like, put on your image or something like that. They're gossiping about these people who started putting on your image, because they were trying to, like, steal creativity or entrepreneurial abilities, because they knew that this marriage meant that it would be a great fortune, that it would be, like, this great fortune was was gold, okay? But they never had any method to fulfill, like, they never had this shows that they really didn't have the entrepreneurial or creative ability. They just wanted to mirror your behavior so that they can, like, try to steal your partner with a trickery, with a con artistry, with a scam, okay? With some of them, they wanted to act like they had a way of fulfilling the mutual dream by appealing to them with wealth or money, or to look like they have more social power or more financial security. Like, they've tried to leverage their, like, conventional platforms with your image to become a hindrance for your marriage that represented that same entrepreneur and creative ability, okay? And some of them, they watched you after they tried to steal, you know, your image and compete for your partner. They were conventional and trying to compete for your partner when they realized that like when they realized that it was prescribed in the manner of marriage, they started getting defensive and started projecting your image, or they refused to like you know, maybe you got put on pretty punishment and didn't get support in a network, or like something where a network was in a ruin after you announced your marriage, because all of the women started competing with your image and they watched you move on to something else. LOL. Okay, and you're like, that was some conventional behavior. Okay, and that you deny someone marriage, and that you've been changing because that like they could be saying that you immediately got another offer of marriage for somebody else, or that was just a rebound, that's not real love, or something like that. Hello, let me see. You were like, if someone was having a conventional, predictable, and stuffy problem around like fulfilling, okay, I really don't think that it was like they clearly saw these people trying to project your image, but I think that they were too busy in the daydreaming phases of the relationship, and this was really, you know, it kept forming. The more you advanced in life, or the more you change, some of them just grew more intimidated by how you have been the object of their fascination. So I think that was the big problem, and I think that these people who mirrored your image and behavior started getting out of control, and you just decided to share your riches with these people instead of like marrying them. Okay, that's the gossip, is that you chose someone else for marriage, and that you're still this radiant, regal feminine, and you've had a benevolent authority in this way. And showing these people and guiding us through their conventional, stuffy, and predictable behavior, where the relationship lost wealth, and sharing with them, expressing with them, and maybe communicating with them why you decided to pass or something like that. Okay, some of you felt like it was lacking ethics and morals, so you went somewhere where there was a lot more ethical communication, is what I'm hearing. A lot more ethical letters, a lot more entrepreneur and creative ability, sharing with one another, a lot less projecting as well, is what I'm hearing. Okay, group. What is the current gossip on you today? The Knight of Swords, the Three of Cups, and then the Knight of Cups. They said that this person that you're marrying is very like they feel like they have to be daring, and they feel like they have to take a lot of action, and that they have to be brave, because a lot of them have been daydreaming about you for a long time, and so they could have a lot of mood swings because they have been the one daydreaming about you for the long time, and you may have just met them, or you may have, like, I don't want to say you just met them, but this relationship is a social consideration, and an opportunity for economic mobility. So this is something that you're very level-headed about. Some of you guys became indifferent, you know, towards these offers, but some of you have there is like a distance that you've put between another opportunity, where someone was having a really, really bad conventional problem, and they really failed at communicating, and they're saying that it's like this is like a third party in your relationship, this other person that you thought that you were going to marry, but it was like more of you guys just sharing your like ideology spiritually and intellectually with these people. You kind of make them look inferior, another offer, and so this could be like the reason why your new partner, I don't know, something about your new partner could be having mood swings about this old opportunity that you passed on, and they know that you were very like objective and level-headed about it. They know that you were considering your social and economic mobility. They knew that it was something that you considered for your ancestry and family, and like they feel like you handled it like it was a business decision, because as a Midas you have this entrepreneurial ability in the way that you like they could be, it could be so nice watching you with this ability, but it also like creates some mood swings here, because they know that, you know, this is like, I don't know, they know that it means that you have to take a leap of faith, especially when moving away from another opportunity that was a conventional behavior, like something where you predicted that they would have this kind of behavior and they did. LOL. So I definitely feel like people are gossiping and said that you made your decision, or something like that, and that, you know, this partner that's taking all the actions towards you, they might struggle with mood swings, but they're having a lot of fun with you. Okay, you guys are celebrating your marriage, and discussing religion. Like, it's like so many conversations about your belief systems are being had, and there are a lot of people coming around celebrating this beautiful marriage that is like a miracle, or that is like a dream come true. It's economic and social mobility, it's protection, it is absolute monarchy. LOL. Okay, and you're just there, using your benevolent authority to protect others, and not, you know, something where they had a conventional behavior, but you didn't harm them. Okay, they may have harmed you though, is what I'm hearing with the trickster. Some, especially women who were fighting you for your marriage, a previous option, they say you were like, I'm not gonna fight for marriage, I'm gonna go with somebody, send me the ethical letters quickly. Okay, so group one, what's your advice about this gossip? Okay, lay a solid foundation. You guys have, this person did come in and lay a solid foundation. Like I said, when they saw this person prescribing in the manner of marriage, they grew tantrums. Like, I'm hearing they grew, you know, they grew hostile and threw wild tantrums. Okay, someone's name that starts with the letter O, or that could be some of their initials. I'm also getting some men threw tantrums as well. So if some men unfollowed you, it's because they threw a tantrum about your marriage. Okay, so LOL. I'm hearing that you know, the gossip is that you guys, somebody has been laying a very solid foundation with you, but they keep having these mood swings because they know this ex from your past, or their ex from your past, is like lingering around as a convention or something like that. I hope that makes sense. Thank you so much, group one. Let me know how that resonates, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hi, group two. Welcome to your selection. So you chose the sunflower's energy. So let's get into it. What is the current gossip on you? What's today's gossip on you, group one? Wow. I mean, group two. What's the current gossip on your group two? So people are talking about your age. So this is definitely going to be a problem. I know that you want to ignore it, but I think that ignoring it doesn't make the age difference problem go away. Okay, so there will definitely be people who scrutinize a relationship that you have for your age difference, and I think that that doesn't mean anything to you, because some of you guys have always dated older men, but a lot of people, especially, like, there's something negative happening around like age. Like, there's a lot of scrutiny around an age difference relationship. Okay, there's somebody here that is there's a man that is making these comments about age. Okay, about a man that's making these comments about age, or let's see what's going on. Okay, we have a good outcome. Okay, that's nice. Group two, we have a good outcome. We have the Tower, and we have the long road. I think that at the end of this long road, you were shocked to find this good outcome. I think that especially if you're here from pile one, this could be the good outcome of your marriage. But for others, you guys are just like, you've been on this long, hard road, and you've been manifesting something, and you've manifested your good outcome. That's what you've wanted. But I think that you're very surprised in this in this at this conclusion. I think that like you're surprised to find that this older person has been watching you, okay, or that maybe you're surprised to find that this has been an issue in your relationship because you're so deep and tenacious with your partners. But I think that in your one-on-one relationship with each other, you are fine. But I think that when it's time for this, like, to consider some type of socializing, okay, social relating socially in this relationship, and like if you share a home with this person, like the role that your relationship and your home has in the community, you know, there's some people who cannot get past your age, and you're like, well, I don't know what to say about that. Like, okay, if this isn't about a romantic relationship, this could definitely be about you being a young person in power. Okay, there's some issues around your age, people saying that you're too young for this position of power, okay, and that you don't have enough experience or something like that. LOL. So what's today's gossip on you, group 2? Okay, we have the king, we have the child nature, yes, we have the engineer, yeah, and then we have the father and the shadow aspect. Of course, this is about a man, child. Okay, so, you know, I think that this man, you know, people could be saying that this man that has been on this journey with you for a long time, that they've abused their authority. If they've been here, you know, on this journey with you since you were a child, they're saying that they have abused their authority, or they're manipulating you with money. Okay. They're saying that this older man, the reason why they have an issue with age is because they feel like this older man has been with you since you were a child, and while they're able to give you, like, while they have a talent for designing problems for you, for designing resolutions for your problems, this man, they know, like, because they're a father, they know, like, they know some type of immaturity. They feel like they have some type of sense of entitlement or rulership over you because you have some immaturities as of a child, and they see that you have these friendships with animals and nature spirits, and they're just looking at you on this long road with this man. They said that this man has not had any restraint, or they have been, because they've been on this journey with you since you were a child, or because they have designed these solutions for you because you were a child or something like that. They feel like they're just acting entitled towards you. They're really concerned about you getting abused by this person, and they are, like, a lot of them are shocked that they have been on this journey with you since you were a child as well. I think that you guys have had a good outcome, but they're saying that this person have not been taking regard for emotional consequences because they felt entitled to you, and they've been a dictator with their control because of their money or something like that. And they feel like because you're childish, you're immature in a way, that you're not enlightened around some of this controlling behavior that they've had. Okay, I don't know, something like that. Okay, they're saying that it's a good outcome. I don't know what the good outcome is, but they're saying that this man that has been around with you for a long time since you were a child has abused their authority, and that they haven't had any restraint in this situation, and that they just feel entitled to you. They feel like they can do whatever they want. They're saying that this person is abusive. Okay. Group 2, what is the gossip on you? We have Aries. Yeah, they're saying that this person, they have some people competing with you. Okay. We have chasing a bag, And then one more. Yeah, sorry. Okay. They're saying that this person, that they did something without consent, because of their money, okay, their money or their authority position. This person, they're saying that this person has been making you do something, okay? I don't know, they're saying that this man that has been around you, they're violent with you, okay? LOL. But they design so many solutions for you, okay? Something where it's a double-edged sword with this powerful man, okay? They can be combative, they can be angry. They've seen this person fight with you, okay? They feel like they're the owner of you. They're saying that this person feels like they're the owner of you, and this person represented a big life lesson. But I don't think that, like, I think that they were doing all this because they just wanted sex or something like that, okay? Somebody that you lived with in a house, okay? This could have been someone that you lived with in a house. So, they're saying that the good outcome was the life lesson, and that this person, you know, they designed some solutions for you, but it was not a relationship that you could stay in or something like that. They're talking about an ex that some man, this older man that you were tethered to as a child. Okay, maybe you were aware of them, or maybe you were not. Some of you guys, if you lived with them, of course you were aware of them. They're saying that this person, although they designed a solution for your house, that they're still, now they have a relationship over you without restraint or something like that. Okay, they're very masculine, they're saying. They're very masculine and very controlling, okay? So, because they had a lot to teach you, they're saying that they had a lot to teach you, and that's the reason why they abused their authority. They're saying that you just learned a really big lesson about something that you needed to learn, and that was a good outcome of the relationship, you know, where they feel like they were doing all this to teach you hard lessons, okay? They're saying that things have ended well, though, okay? Because some of you guys can't stop having sex with one another, LOL. The Knight of Swords. The Seven of Swords reversed. And then the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I think that they, you know, you get more insight about how they have abused their authority. But a lot of them, they need, like, I think that these were strategies that they, like, that they were using. They're saying that this older man was manipulative and strategic, and they did whatever they wanted to because of their money, okay? They did whatever they wanted to because they had the money, or they had the talent for like, solving some issue that you were having in your house. They're saying that, like, this person was doing whatever they wanted to do to you because you were a child. Maybe they had, like, other third parties, or they have been unconscious about something. Okay, with the Seven of Swords, it doesn't always mean that they were intentionally trying to hurt you, but I think that they're so, like, they just want you to do things how they want to do things, and they don't take into regard the emotional consequences to teach you a lesson, okay? And they feel like something that they did that was mechanistic to teach you a lesson created a big hardship in your relationship, and they see that you just told them to prescribe to you in a manner of law, and told them to work and be disciplined, and told them to, like, something where you put up a limitation with this person because you know they want sex really bad, but they're doing, you know, they're trying to teach you hard lessons in a way that's not taking into regard of the emotional consequences. And they saying that they're doing this without restraint because they feel entitled to you, and that you're bound to this person in a house or something like that. So yeah, this person that has an older age, and they see that you've been doing something to put up a limitation with this person, and it's created a hardship in your relationship, okay? Some of these relationships are over, But I think that because if you guys are here from Power 1, you're getting married. But if this could be an ex or some other masculine influence in your life where there was an older age and this person just couldn't, they wanted they were controlling, demanding, and overbearing. They didn't want you to work, or they didn't want you to leave the house. And so they started doing all these things to teach you hard lessons around your role as a submissive woman, like something where they teach you hard lessons and force you into submission. Okay. And they're saying that they do this because they have power, financial power over you or whatever. Okay. Big lessons about financial codependency, where they seeing you now put in limitations, or you drawing on wisdom from a past life lesson. Okay. LOL group 2. Let me know how this resonates. I feel like this person keeps coming around you because they want sex, okay? But they're still not emotionally, like they're still entitled, they're feeling entitled to it, okay? Especially the ones that have been around since you were a child, they just feel like they own you. Or they feel like they are the VIP, okay? They feel like they have total control in a situation, y'all. Like this person, this masculine, whoever this is, they have been a controller, like abusing their authority in this situation, like something where they have been, I don't know what they've been doing, friend, but everybody's gossiping about their strategies, and that they're, when it came to light, they realized that this person was abusive, that it was abusive in a way, okay? But I think the good outcome is that you both just find wisdom, and that it is true love, LOL, okay? The good outcome is that it's true love, okay? And that you guys are shocked to find that it was true love. All this game playing, especially if there was an age difference relationship, this person did a lot to deny their love for you, okay? They did a lot to deny. They tried to distract themselves with all kinds of things, okay? And they're saying that, like, I think that you were like, this is a life lesson that you learned about, like, an age difference relationship where this person, sorry if I'm scattered today, okay? But I think that, like, you learned a life lessons around an age difference relationship before coming to this relationship. You know that a big part of it was some type of social expectation pressure. You know that a lot of it was also, like, something else that could be negatively happening around this person's reputation and career. Some of them, this conservative age difference problem was something that they were really having. Some of them, it was their tendency to abuse, like this masculine. They really did not, because especially some of you guys had a job or some occupation, they really have been trying to go to the all-out extremes to control you, because they see you as working, and so they keep trying to strategize around you working or you advancing at work. They keep trying to strategize. Keep trying to strategize how they can exert more of their power and influence over you so that they can maintain the control. But this is an abusive behavior where they just are fearing intimacy and fearing letting go, fearing losing their control. This is their poor attachment style and defensiveness. But I think that you guys did find true love. You do love each other, and so they're done with all of this abusive behavior. I just think that you've learned a lot together, okay? You've had to learn a lot together, okay? Thinking that they was in control because they was older or something like that. Be loyal to what you love. Yeah, this person, they do love you, okay? But they felt like because they had total financial control that you would never leave them, okay? And I think that's something that you did to put up a limitation or boundary. This helped challenge this person's loyalty and told them, like, it showed them that you would not be loyal to them if they were not loving you. But I think the good outcome was that they were loyal to you, in the end, okay? I think that they are loyal to you in the end, but I think that there were hardships when they tried to act entitled, or they got defensive about your job, or they've been trying to do a lot to overpower you. Okay, this is all abusive behavior, and their attachment, their fears of intimacy, and it shows through this attachment style where they have been like not taking emotional regard, what they really just like, but they cannot stop desiring you for sex. So this is the negative, this is the toxic dynamic that you've had with this masculine over a long road, where you've been the young, immature, financially codependent one, and they have been having a conventional problem around age difference, misogynistic or patriarchal in a way, strategizing some pain and shame, attachment burden from the past, or abusing their authority in some type of other way. Some of them were literally getting aggressive with you because they wanted you for sex, but you were younger than them, and seeing you be intimate with others made them very angry. Okay, but I think the good outcome is that you love each other. It's a true love. But they had a hard time with some of the unconventional aspect of your relationship, like age. Okay, thank you so much, group 2. Let me know how this resonates. Everyone's gossiping about this, that their strategies of deception came to light, and that they need to, now they have to prescribe in a manner of the law, because you realize that they have been abusive or entitled in a way. Okay, thank you so much, group 2. Let me know how that resonates, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hi, group 3. Welcome to your selection. So you chose the year of the horse. Okay, so you chose the horse. Let's get into it. What is today's gossip about you? Okay, now I'm getting settled into the energy. Okay, LOL, because it was giving me a headache. Group 3. What is the current gossip on you? We have unexpected money. That's a shame, really. Y'all, you were not expecting to get rich off this, okay? LOL, some of y'all, you're coming into money. Some of you guys, people are shopping at your store. Okay, that's the gossip, is that your money going up, LOL. The gossip on you is also like that something happened unexpectedly. Like maybe there was some kind of extra damages getting recovered at court, is what I'm hearing. Okay, you realize that somebody was involved in crime too. Okay, they was involved in the theft too, and that's bringing you more. Yeah, and this mediation. Yeah. Something that you've mediated recently actually brought you more money. Okay, so something where you guys, you could be doing your taxes for your business, and you've been looking for more exemptions or something like that, and you know, when you push back or you got curious about something, it actually led to more financial compensation. It led to more exemption. It led to more recovery. It led to even more of a great fortune than you could have imagined. Okay, so I know that this mediation has brought you a lot of sorrow, but friend, it's literally giving you, it's literally setting you up. Okay, so don't even be mad. I know that it's been, you know, it's been years perhaps of like mediating something, you know, like something difficult where it's put a big strain on your house, is what I'm hearing. It's put a big strain on your house. You and your family are really stressed and strapped for money, but you are, I know you're like, should I continue mediating this? Will these damages get recovered? Like, I just feel like you probably could just feel like you've lost so much already. But I think that, you know, continue to get curious about things that you can be exempt from. Okay, continue getting curious about we have child. Continue getting curious about about these damages, is what I'm hearing. LOL. Continue getting curious about these damages, because some of you guys, you felt like you were a child that started this mediation, and so maybe there was a long period of you learning what you needed to know about this mediation. Some of you guys, this mediation, especially if you were a child, inspired you to go back to school, and some people could be gossiping about that. they're saying that something where something happened at the age of 18, 27, or 30. Okay, these could be big milestones in this mediation, or this mediation inspires you to go back to school, and you were right in taking that leap of faith on yourself and saying, hey, I'm gonna study something about this. I'm gonna get curious about what could be going on in this matter. And some of you guys, when you discovered through your study that there was unexpected money here, okay, unexpected fortune, and you were just a child. So some of you feel like this was a part of your Akashic inheritance. This is your inheritance. Okay, this is beautiful. And some of you might have felt like you had a broken family or broken ancestry, but the universe has a way of bringing star seeds inheritance. Okay, so you might be like, oh, I'm not gonna get no inheritance. I'm not no trust fund baby. Some of you literally through damages or some kind of violence against the earth have been, there has been, like, you are recovering what was lost is what I'm hearing, from when you were a child. So you might see this, see it not so much as inheritance or you getting richer, like, it's more of you recovering some damages from when you were, recovering damages, or you getting rewarded for all of this trial and tribulation. Okay, so we had the orphan. Yeah, what did I say? Some of y'all may have felt like you were orphans, that you were never going to be, you were never going to have a great fortune. Some of you just wish to have financial stability. You never thought that you could have, this is unexpected, you getting his money. Like, where in the world did this money come from? It literally came out of a glitch in the multiverse. You are literally magical as fuck. Some of y'all, you literally have not had much financial support. Like, some of you, your family is really strained in this mediation, but you were right in conquering your survival in this matter, and pushing back and getting curious and learning and deciding to go. Some of you guys decided to go back to school, and it's all this mediating that you've been doing since you were a child is getting you the unexpected money, friend. What's up? Like, you what magical ass child. You're the magical child that they wanted to disempower. You're the magical child that they wanted to keep it strapped in the system. You were the magical child that they kept doing something unethical to. Right? Because you were an orphan. You're highly susceptible to subversive activity because you don't have much family ancestry. So you might not have thought that this was possible, but it is possible. And, seeing the potential in for the sacred beauty in all things, and believing that anything is possible actually made anything possible, friend. Okay, LOL. But I think that you've had to go through many phases and cycles since being a child. I know some of your partner could be mad because you could have been having other intimate unions when you were a child. But I think that these were all reflections of pseudo selves to teach you, the shadow aspects that were getting projected in this matter. Some of you keep mediating this. I know that you feel like it's been so long, or since you mediate this, or you feel like since you started this mediation, or you feel like you started it when you were really immature and that it's hard to recover the damages. But I think that the more you acknowledge the shadow aspects, these are the shadow aspects that you need to integrate so that you can stop projecting something toxic in this mediation yourself, and to stop these other people in this mediation from projecting something toxic. It's like something where they're trying to project onto you as they're trying to say that you're trying to use your romantic attraction for a private agenda. They could be saying that. Some of them, they could be saying that you're the con. Okay, they can be saying that you're the greedy one if you have more wealth and success than another person. But I think that for some of you guys, we talk about, there was a business relationship here where this could have been a same gender person, and this person could have been fluid within their sexuality. Okay, or you could be as well, and there's no shame in talking about it. But I think that there's no shame in it. Okay, because you are who you are. Some of you guys are orphans and you have no idea what kind of dysfunction or ancestry bloodline you come from. So you've been having these challenges of navigating the world independently, okay? Not having insight about where you come from, your pattern of behavior, and your ancestral pattern. Some of you guys have just been literally taking steps in the dark, but you never stop believing things will be possible for you, and things have become possible for you, and that's very beautiful. But I think that you have been through many phases and cycles with romantic partners, and even getting romantically involved at work, where people have been using their power of a romantic attraction for a private agenda, where they have been trying to seduce for sex, money, and power and stuff like that. And I think that you've been having to defend your values, defend your integrity, defend your morality, and that you were not using your power of romantic attraction for a private agenda. That you were just an orphan. You were just looking to survive, and you didn't know what kind of challenges that you would face. You didn't know that you would come across, forceful, dictatorial, abusive authorities in the workplace, okay? You didn't know that you would come across, powerful and coercive men, right? You were just a child. And so I think that you were really immature, but you have been, you have been this orphan, or you haven't had much guidance in life. And this has all been, you conquering your fear of survival. Anything that life has thrown at you, you've really taken that challenge on. And I think that there's a lot of honor in how you have adapted and how you have matured since you were a child in this mediation. You are so prepared now, and you're so well versed now, and you're still studying, but you're ready for whatever this case throws at you, okay? So I think that there were you came across people who were selfish, and people who had a false sense of invulnerability. And so you, being this pure and devoted child, magical child archetype, you've seen the sacred beauty in everything, but maybe you did not, you believe that anything is possible, but that also have put you in idealisms, and those were toxic expectations where you haven't been able to discern where people have had a romantic attraction for private agenda, where they have been a false sense of invulnerability, where they have been entitled, where they have been selfish, okay? So you've been caught up in a lot of mess, and you probably was like, dang, I really wish I didn't get myself in legal trouble from, with these people, but I think that this has just been you learning about abandonment issues and learning about inappropriate surrogate family, especially as an orphan, not really having, the ancestry, not really having a recollection of your ancestry. So yeah, what did I say? Sex, money, and power. So these were, the people who chase that type of stuff, right? They chase big butt, chase sex, money, and power. They try to show off the most talent, skills, and gifts. These are people who are literally, having, use these abilities for selfish ends. Like, if they are athletes, they could be, they could be considered talented, skillful, or gifted at it as well. But it's really just for a selfish end. It's a private agenda. Some of them, they villainize you for having a big butt. Okay, some of you, there's like a fine line between this opposition and you, where they are representing of the selfish ends, the false sense of invulnerability, the entitlement, and the private agenda, and you might reflect, the talent, skills, and gifts and big booty too, and you might be, may have found luck within it as well. Like, maybe you guys are naturally gifted at it, and so they're making you mediate where you are true. Okay. They want to make sure that you're trying to criticize others, but they're saying, well, you look at you. Y'all, this is crazy. You know, I think that, you know, they really try to villainize you for having a nice body and stuff like that. They're saying that's not really talent, skills, and gifts. That's just you being lucky with the body or something like that. And friend, you are lucky to have that body. I'm just going to tell you right now, you are lucky to have that body. But I think that your body is a masterpiece and a work of art. So stop trying to say it's for selfish reasons. Or they're trying to say that you're using this body for your private agenda. But really, friend, you're like, no, just because I've had these, I got caught up in some situations or something like that. Some of you guys got caught up because you were just, you know, they were saying that you were being promiscuous with your body because you had the big booty and that you were just trying to get lucky, right? That was you chasing sex, money, and power. But no, friend, it was you getting caught up. You were really, you know, you were trying to see the sacred beauty and stuff, and you were just like, I was just a child, I didn't know no better. There was really a private agenda. There was really their shadows. There was really their, they really abandoned me, or they really were inappropriate, you know, people that I didn't know, you know, I didn't discern right because I was a child. So I think you're having to defend, you know, some promiscuous behavior where you got caught up as a child, friend. You were like, I just, because I got this big booty don't mean I'm just all out there and stuff like that. So and I think that the more you've been able to defend your talent, skills, and gifts, the more you've been able to get a higher learning, the more you've been exploring ideas, the more you've been spiritually and intellectually forming your ideology and helping people explore, you know, what rules your religion and philosophy. It's helping them, you know, stop projecting the promiscuous onto you. Okay, that you're just here for sex, money, and power. I think that you do get sex, money, and power, and you're finding, you know, you're okay with, you know, I think that now that you have gone through all these phases and cycles where people have been invulnerable, entitled, and private agendas, that reflected back to you how people could be projecting it onto you and make you, you know, so that you can engender an awareness and so that you can have functional relationships. You're intuitive about what kind of communication they can need about this as well, with this mediation, because you're really, like, I don't really see you as someone that has done something wrong. But I think that, you know, saying that you're a saint doesn't mean that you can't do any wrong, because I definitely feel like you may have some regrets around getting caught up, you know, while you were there trying to see the sacred beauty in things. They feel like it was a private agenda or selfish ends and vulnerability and entitlement. But I think that it was just you trying to get the most out of your relationships, especially if you're a siren. A lot of people are attracted to you for, you know, for your romantic attraction or for their selfish ends, right? For your beauty, right? So a lot of you've just been an orphan and not knowing any better, and you've been learning how to be alone. You've been conquering your survival, and these people, you know, your romantic partners help you, but they show you, while you see the beauty and how they help you, I think that they ultimately, you learn that they have a private agenda, selfish ends, or invulnerable, entitled in a way. And I think that that also helps you, you know, help differentiate you between, like, this helps differentiate you between, you know, people who are similar kind and like as you, like maybe other people who get sex, money, power, people who have big booties, talent, skills, and gifts, but they really truly are the negative force. They really truly are the selfish ends, the invulnerability, the false invulnerability, the fake intimacy, the entitlement, the private agenda. But that's what they want you to defend, right? So does that make sense, Drew? Okay. I'm rushing today. LOL. Okay. We have the Five of Swords. Yeah, that's the conflict. The King of Swords is your past, where you were looking at the sacred beauty in things, but they just were not enough. Like, you know, you might have gotten invested in these people, but they just were not enough. And so they they had a conflict with you because they were projecting their pseudo self, and you were your true self, and this is why nothing manifested, okay, or something like that. I also feel like this situation, you know, this person that is bringing you this unexpected money, this is someone who has, like, this is someone who has a conflict with you. They could be going to prison. This could be a masculine. This could be a female that's, like, strategizing a conflict with you because they actually owe you money. Okay, I think. But some of you guys, if this is like a romantic partner, they want you to, they have a conflict with you because of your past relationships where you had sex, got money, or got power, and they want you to defend how that was not a private agenda, selfish and vulnerable or entitled. And I think that they have a conflict with that because they know that it was inappropriate. Okay, something where they feel like it was inappropriate. You feel like it might have been inappropriate too, or you feel you regret it too, but they're making mistakes as a child and they just keep villainizing you for it. Okay, so they still haven't forgiven you for that with the Magician. Okay, they still haven't forgiven you for that. The Knight of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles reverse. Yeah, this person, this feels like this is the other person, the other option. Like if you're here from pile 1, this feels like this could be the other option, that have also given you power in a way, and that's why they're the King of Pentacles, but they flee from the relationship, because you were not mature or something like that. They feel like you still have not matured. Okay, with your gift. LOL. Something where they feel like you still haven't matured with their gift, but they're waiting for you to mature with your gift. Okay. LOL. The Five of Wands. This person, they feel very invested, but they have, I think that they are definitely an ally of yours, but they give you a lot of gifts. And they're good to you. I think that this person is good to you, but I just think that, LOL, these projections make them flee from their relationships, okay? So, some of you, this person, you guys you still have an ongoing conflict in this situation, but it's because they literally feel that you have, they see that you haven't matured from these relationships where they may have, where you may have gotten sex, money, and power. I think that this is the issue. They feel like there's resistance, or competition for you, but those relationships were not, I think that they feel like your relationship is not mature enough, for sex. LOL is what I'm hearing. Your relationship is not mature enough for sex. Some of them, they feel like that you still haven't matured from these relationships from your past that were not enough. They were inappropriate. And this makes them mad too. This is why they conflict with you, is because they feel like you haven't matured with you haven't matured with your own talent, skills, and gifts, or you're still caught up on an ex or something like that. Okay, people are gossiping about that. They're mediating some relationship that you were in when you were a child, and they're saying that you're still not over it. Okay, they see that you're invested in someone new, but they're saying that your relationship is not ready for sex yet because they need to give you more gifts. For one, is what I'm hearing. They need to give you more gifts, or they just they feel like you're still getting gifts from your ex, that you are not over your ex or something like that. Okay, so they're trying to debate with you about how you're being invulnerable. They're saying that you're being invulnerable, or they're saying that you have a private agenda if you're still receiving gifts from your ex, or you're still in touch with your ex or something like that. Okay, but I think that was a relationship that you have been unreconciled from when you were a child, and I think that you're just still honing communication around it. You're still learning about how it was sacred beauty in it, but it was inappropriate in a way. So they feel like this is what scatters the relationship in a way. Does that make sense? Okay, that's what I got so far, friends. Let's get a LOL, this one was kind of funny. Let's get a challenge. Let's get an oracle. So We have used your mind wisely. Yeah, this person, they're not using their mind wisely with this mediation and things of that nature, okay? Something where they keep, you know, some of you guys are orphans, so know your worth in the situation. I know that this mediation can make you, this mediation is actually doing the opposite of what they think it's doing. I think that they don't know this is actually making you, like, feel bad about yourself, because they see that you've been this orphan and that you've just been, you know, flying by the seat of your pants, truly. But they keep making you out to be like this. They know that you are, like, invested in them and that you have sex, money, and power with them. And, like, they keep trying to make you mediate something where, like, from your past or something like that, where you weren't good enough. And so, like, or they're saying that your gift is not good enough, or they're saying that they're saying that you're not mature enough. And it's really because, it's not because your gift isn't good enough. It's because your gift has actually led you to unexpected money. I think that this situation is literally that this person hasn't been able to use their mind wisely, and they have some of them, they keep comparing you to a copycat, because that's the copycat is the one that's the invulnerable person. The copycat is the one that's selfish. The copycat is the one that's, you know, a private agenda, trying to fight for sex, money, and power or something like that. And there's a mediation with somebody who this is actually for financial compensation. Like, this is not, it's not something that you actually really have to defend, especially if they owe you money, is what I'm hearing. Okay, does that make sense? Like, I feel like this mediation is where they're trying to, like, you asking for your money or you asking for your damages, like, to recover damages, is being seen as a private agenda or as a selfish reason. Like, they're trying to make it, you know, out as you, like, such that you look like the con artist, or that you're the one that's chasing sex, money, and power. I just, like, I see that as you have made a lot of mistakes since you were a child in this mediation. And so you haven't been perfect in presenting the best, like, image. Like, you clearly, like, I think that it's clear that you don't have any money, or that that you've been doing, that this is unexpected money for you, and that this was not something that you were expecting. If you were so chasing of sex, money, and power, then you would have been expecting it, is what I'm hearing. LOL. But I think, like, it's because it's unexpected. This is not, like, it was literally something where it was a violation or damaging, and you asking for it to be recovered is where they try to make you out to be the person, to, like, where they keep trying to make it, like, they're trying to make it out to be luck with a private agenda or something like that. Okay. Tell me more about the mediation. Group 3, what are you mediating? Okay. We have the Tower. Yeah, this was shocking. You know, this was shocking. And then we have the Parlor. So I think that, you know, this is somebody that needs to leave your home. It was because these people, they came around acting comfortable. They came around acting like they were kin, family, and you guys are shocked to find that these people were doing something to put them in prison, or doing something, you know, since you were a child, and degrading, like, something where they literally have been committing crimes, violating, and this behavior is, like, bringing you unexpected money, or putting them in prison. Like, either way, more money. So I think that because we once, like, found them to be, because they were children, we're shocked that they were doing this. Some of them were children. We're shocked that, we hate that they're, you know, that they have to leave the home and comfort, because we wanted to see the potential in their life, but they have been committing crimes. Okay. Some of them, they found comfort or intimacy with another person or another child, and started to see the potential in another child, but that was like a false person. They were fake intimate or something like that, and they invested is somebody that was having an internal struggle about you, because you contradict the lie that they live. Okay, that's not intimacy, that's not home, that's not comfort, that's someone pretending. Or this false person is taking intimacy out of your home with this mediation, is what I'm hearing. So that's what I'm seeing, group 3. Let me know how this resonates, and I'll see you guys in the next one.